And abortion always goes till the day of birth. It almost got passed in Virginia. And he's like, now, what the governor said is not what he meant. And he had his 48-hour rule to clarify. It's like, there is no need to clarify. If you're anywhere close to saying killing babies is okay, a culture will come in that will enforce the rule. See, this is what the deal is with women. And this is why feminists and a lot of women are bashing Western men, but they don't bash Islam. You ever notice that? Because Islam doesn't take it. A lot of women, a lot of toxic women, a lot of messed up psycho women, but it is in female nature in a real primal form. They will push you and test you and push you to see if you're strong enough to hold a society together. And if you're not, they'll humiliate you. And they'll go with someone that will be strong enough. And this is why it's important for Western men to start speaking out and not allowing these things to happen. Muslim school will not allow girls to eat lunch until after boys have finished, Ofsted chief said. This isn't in Saudi Arabia, it's in Birmingham. And that's England. In 2019, this is where the fetish of celebrating multiculturalism leads. A Muslim school will not allow girls to eat lunch until after boys have finished. Do you see any of the left saying anything? No. And it isn't a mistake. It isn't even by design. And I mean, Islam fits a lot better with totalitarians because Islam means submission. And of course, Muhammad is a pedophile and a flying horse and a warlord. So it's a little easier to deal with him than Jesus Christ, who was a carpenter and not a warlord and wanted a separation between church and state. It's in the Bible. But that being said, if men aren't willing to say, you can't kill our babies, women will go with people that say, you can't eat till we're done. And want to know what they do? They say, okay. Okay. Because women don't want men that allow them to kill their own babies. Those are weak men. Those are weak genes. If a woman's with a man that's pro-choice, she doesn't respect that man. What man would let someone kill their own babies? A weak man, a man that a woman does not want that man's DNA to be passed to the next generation. And they'll find a man that will stop that. And that man may be an incest victim on a camel named Abdul, but that is a more valid man. Like this big bearded incest weirdo from Pakistan on a camel just being like, oh, that's more of a man simply because they're like, there's this video I can't play on here because there's nudity, but there was this like Islamic thing happening and all these feminists rush the stage and they're topless. They're just their tits hanging out and they're like, feminism. And you just see all these Islamic men just run out. Bam! Just start like kicking her, like, get the woman off the stage. This is a man's stage. They respect that. If you don't do that, if you let these people kill their kids, kill the man's kids, they will be like, oh, I don't want to bury your kids then if you won't stop this. Like culturally, the West has lost that shit. Culture of the West is like, yeah, just kill the kids. That's fine. I just want to keep fucking, just getting sucked, coming, getting DMT, taking my IQ test, showing everybody on Instagram how smart I am. Look at that, 127. I can kick a bag, abort babies, DMT, whacking off, 4'5". That gets dominated by a group that is like, you do not kill the baby. You don't get to drive. You don't get to vote. And women are like, okay. And all these men, they're like, I just don't want to be problematic. They're like, toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. And men are like, we deserve it. They're like, we're going to kill the babies. And that, like, if the men don't stand up, it's over. And it's not Christian men. It's atheists. And it's also pussy Christians. It's agnostics. It's these men of this world, Satanists, you know? And it's like, I would never allow that. Even if I was single, I've never had a girl pregnant except for Amy. If a girl got pregnant and she was like, I'm going to have an abortion, I'd be like, the fuck you are. And you know what? They wouldn't. If you're like, you're having that baby. You're having that fucking baby. I don't care if you bail on the baby. Like, that's my baby. And if you don't, like, you're not killing that fucking baby. No, but men are just like, oh, it's Tina's world. Oh, no. Such bullshit. Say what you will about the Muzzies. I mean, it's a horrifying culture and a terrible religion. But one thing I will say is they know how to fucking keep certain things in their places. You know, so does Hungary, Poland, Romania. Like, some of these countries are making gender studies illegal. You know, Hungary won't let, what's his name in the country? That Jew. What's that guy's name who sponsors everything evil? What the fuck is that guy's name? The Jew. What's that guy's name? You guys know who it is. It's Soros. Hungary won't let Soros in. They're like, Soros, you're out of here. And Soros is like, but I'm a Jew. Are you anti-Semitic? And they're like, get the fuck out. And he's like, okay, I'll slither away. But don't you hate yourself because you're anti-Semitic? And they're like, get out now. China considers Islam a mental illness. Japan considers transgenderism a mental illness. You know what Japan does when you're trans? They fucking snip you. You're not allowed to breed. Japan. Go ahead and try and tell me that Japan's third world. If you're trans in Japan, they don't let you breed. They're like, you're fucking insane. But no, in America, everyone's like, I just don't want anyone to take away my pornography and my corn syrup and my Facebook. And Soros is like, are you anti-Semitic? Don't you let me in? I'm worth $20 billion and I hate all of you. But if you say anything, it's like, get the fuck out of here, Soros. Hey, gender study, get the fuck out of here. Hey, Islam, get the fuck out. Hey, trans people, snip, snip. Oh, and are you going to come at me right now and say that I just referenced Japan? Oh, by the way, all of the Middle East, like all of this, that's why I have respect for Israel. Israel's like, no, get the fuck out of here. But we are Muslim. We are coming. Get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome here. It's like, you got to do that. It's like, you're not killing the babies. You're not bringing that shit. You're not bringing these mind illnesses to our people. Get the fuck out of here. I love the Soros impression. Well, that's how Jews sound to me. They go, oh, Bert's Gold. Promo code Shapiro. Come on, buy it. Yeah, Russia too. Russia gets it. Western men have been deballed. Exactly. You let people kill your own babies, a group of men will come in that will not let that happen. And genetically, those men will win. Just takes time. You want to bet? If a group of men say, okay, because it's about men. It's about men. It's not about women. It's about men saying, you don't get to kill my fucking kid. So many men are like, abort the baby. I can't have a baby. I can't support the baby. I can't pay. I'm so scared. I'm just a kid. I'm only 35. I mean, I live in my mom's basement. You know, I play Dungeons & Dragons. It's like, no. If you are lucky enough to get a woman pregnant, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. And protect that seed with everything you have. And people are like, yeah, Big Bear, but you have the perfect wife. You have said, we didn't used to be perfect. We still aren't perfect. There was a time when me and Amy were fucking train wrecks. She got pregnant before we got married. We used to get in there's been times when we'd be at a party and we'd get in fights that would make people be like, you two are fucking insane. Like one time she was just started kicking the shit out of my car and I got in her face. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, dude, we were wild. It's like you don't just find a perfect person. It's like you fucking get through it. You work, you build, you bring out the best in each other. And yeah, now we're building like duck houses and sitting on benches and holding hands and looking at our children. It's like we don't even fight in front of our kids ever. That comes from fucking work. If you are lucky enough to get a woman pregnant, you marry her, you protect that baby, and you make it work. Like when me and Amy first met, I was an LA actor, and she was like, she was going to like raves before. She was on Zoloft because she was depressed. Don't think that me and her are just like out of nowhere. Just I met the perfect person and she met the man of her dreams. Like, yes, she was beautiful and smart and I clicked. And yes, I was the guy that she wanted. That being said, there was so much shit around us that we had to fucking work through and make honest people out of each other. We grew up together, I like to say, even though we didn't meet as kids, but it's like we grew up together. And if you don't protect that baby, and if you don't like, when it's like, well, we're not even together. No, get together. Like that's a miracle, dude. And if you don't, another dude will. And let's just say they are probably Muslim. Because the Jews, I mean, they abort like crazy, except for Israelis and a couple good Jews here. Most of them are cowards. I mean, they're just like, oh, kill the baby. I want to make money, blowjob, gold. Say what you will about the Muzzies, but they will be like, do not kill that fucking kid or I'll kill you. That works. All right.